I've been having a fabulous time trolling these goddamn Android fanboys who've been coming on my channel and writing these stupid fucking comments and attacking. But I was trying something new this time. As you know, I have an Alienware AW988 headset. It's a wireless headset. I've been trying to use Windows Game Bar in order to make video recordings. As you've seen, I've started recording some of my gameplay of Quake Champions. The only thing that I haven't hooked up is a rear-facing camera so I can see myself. Because actually, I prefer to keep the focus on the game. There's nothing I hate more than watching most of these people's their video reviews, and I have to watch their face. I don't want to see your face. If you're gonna review cars, like I was watching this dude a little earlier, and I'll even show you. I was watching this dude a little bit earlier, and this guy was reviewing the new McLaren 720S, right? It's in my history. He was reviewing the McLaren 720S. Yeah, this guy right here. And I'm watching this guy's video, and at a certain point, he does an acceleration test. You can't wait to skip these fucking ads. So anyway, at a certain point, he does an acceleration test, and just when you're about to see him do 0 to 60, the camera cuts, and now you got to see his face. Meanwhile, all I'm interested in is seeing the 0 to 60. That's all I wanted to see. I wanted to see the 0 to 60. I wanted to see how fast he was going. They cut to his face. There is nothing I hate more than people who do that, and they got the camera on their face, and I don't get to see what they're looking at. You know, like, regardless how you feel about my channel, the bottom line is when I make videos, at least you're going to see what I'm looking at, what I'm referring to. And sometimes, based upon the movement of my head, you can tell exactly what I'm focusing on, even if I'm not exactly looking at what's in the center of the camera, because it's kind of like an inside joke, especially if you have some thickness walk by and you're trying to focus on one thing, but then you show everybody something else, and everybody knows what you're looking at. It's kind of like an inside joke. So anyway, before I read some of these stupid-ass comments, I just wanted to show you something. You see this phone, the Huawei Nova 3i? What does that look like to you? What does that look like? Somebody please tell me what that looks like. Looks like an iPhone X to me. Now, you go to their website, the Huawei, the shitty-ass website. Huawei makes basically and I mean, oh my god, look at the back of this goddamn thing. Look at it. I mean, it's funny. What bothers me more than anything is how obsessed these Android people are with making stuff that looks like iPhone. Now they'll never have iOS on their phone, and that's the beauty of it, because that means that they'll never get the same functionality. But see, what they're interested in is they're interested in having something that looks on the outside like an iPhone, so this way they can try to trick everybody into thinking that they're wealthy, which they're not. So this is the Huawei Nova 3i, and its specifications: 6.3-inch display, which is bigger than the iPhone X. It has storage 128 gigabyte, 16 megapixel cameras. Now, one thing you'll notice about all of these specs, and notice, by the way, the launch date is in India, August 7, 2018. So when I was in Philippines, when I was in Manila, they were getting ready to launch this phone. And it came out basically after I left. So it came out in India August 7th. So if you notice about these specs ain't shit. 4 gigabytes of RAM with this 3340 milliampere battery. But look at the camera. The specs ain't shit. Now, they're saying it's got a 16 megapixel camera. You already know goddamn well that it's one of those cheap-ass Chinese cameras. You know that this ain't like Carl Zeiss quality. But the thing about it is, unless somebody actually gets one and brings it to America, you'd never be able to actually say that. It looks like most of these people said that it's okay. Now, I'll tell you one thing I've noticed in Asia. One of the things that they're focused on most is dual SIM capacity, because a lot of these Asian people, they carry 2 phones. That's one thing I realized while I was in Dubai. Some of these people have a work phone, some of them have a home phone, blah, blah, blah. So they want a 2-SIM phone, so this way they don't have to carry around 2 devices. iOS decided to add that with the new iOS Max, but obviously all the Android phones already had it, because all the Android phones are basically tailor-cut to the Asian market. A lot of these phones don't even make it here, because the thing about it is they know they're not going to sell. They know a lot of people aren't going to try to buy one of these cheap-ass Chinese fucking iPhone clones. They know they're not going to buy it. But then you look at some of these other devices that they got over there. So that's the Huawei. Do they even have, let's see where their website is. Because the one thing I've noticed is that a lot of these sites where they have these devices, they've done everything they can to make their website look like an Apple website. So you would almost not know the difference. You would really not even realize that you were dealing with a non-Apple product. I mean, look what they've done. They've copied the entire fucking Apple. They've copied everything. They've copied everything, and then they're the first people to say, "Oh yeah, well Apple copies Samsung." Yeah, really. Oh, so here's a question: if Apple copies Samsung, why is it that the horrible notch that everybody hates, nobody wants to see it because it takes up part of the screen? Why is it that the Huawei i3 has that notch? Because as far as I knew, Apple put that notch on their phone. As far as I knew, Apple took the headphone jack out. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this bullshit, right? Huawei Mate S3. Look at this fucking trash. Look at this. I mean, if that doesn't scream iPhone 7 Plus, I don't know what does. And I've also noticed that Samsung pulled back on their smartwatches. I've noticed that most of these companies have basically damn near given up on their smartwatches. And Apple is steaming full speed ahead. They got fucking EKG sensors in their watches now. It's ridiculous. So nobody even bothers trying to copy Apple on the watches. So they've just decided to make watches that look like regular watches. But guess what? If it's a regular watch, then I guess the you're not wearing it as a fashion piece. You're just wearing it as a regular watch. There's nothing wrong with that, but stop trying to copy Apple, losers. So that's Huawei. And then there's Oppo. You go to the Oppo. Now, I want you to listen to the way the word sounds. Oppo. Oppo Find X, they call it. Now, this is one of those clear-cut clones of the Apple website. It's obvious how much of a clone this is. The Find X. Are you fucking kidding me? So anyway, one thing I did like was the curved glass, the way they designed it, because they made a very, very, very thin mic, and they did everything they could to make it so that the what is it called? That the display is an actual full display. And as you can see, everybody has basically stolen Apple's entire marketing strategy. Like if you look at this and you're not careful, you would think you're at the Apple website. Turns out you're at the Oppo website. It's fucking bullshit. 6.4-inch display. Yeah, that's nice. Panoramic art screen, blah, blah. You'd have to use one of these things in person. But one thing you realize when you do use these things in person is the refinement just isn't there. Like when you actually go to Asia and you look at these phones, a lot of them have bleed through the edges of light. Some of the LEDs they're just not perfect. But, these Asians, they buy them because that's what they can afford. I mean, most of them ain't running out and spending $1,600 on a fucking cell phone. It's just not happening. So they got a blue one, they got a pink one, and it's sad because this is actually kind of nice. I have to say that they did manage to save the display, and they got this camera right here and everything, and it says they call it the Stealth 3D camera, beauty inside out. And they've got all of these specs and everything and talking about how great it is and everything. Oh, yeah, this looks familiar. A flood illuminator, infrared. Where have I seen this before? I can almost be certain I've seen this before. Okay, 25 megapixel AI enhanced 3D camera. Really? 25 megapixel, huh? Really? So basically they're saying, oh, the Oppo Find X. So I'll tell you what, this, in my opinion, this, based upon just its specs, this should be better than the Samsung Galaxy S9. Of course, you already know that once you actually start using this thing, you already know that shit ain't true. Now, you remember how iOS designed their interface? What does this look like to you? What does this look like to you? It's amazing that these people don't get sued to death by Apple. I mean, really, like, you remember when that guy fell out of the Apple building, the Taiwanese guy, and he died or something? I think he was Chinese. He was either in Shenzhen or Taiwan. I think it was Shenzhen. That guy didn't fall. They threw his ass out of the building because they found out he was probably leaking images to one of these shitty ass companies. They threw his ass right out that building. And when he hit the ground, he made a beautiful flop. So anyway, huge storage, 256 gigabytes makes data processing more efficient. If you say so. Qualcomm Snapdragon. You see, that's where it all falls apart. 845. 8 gigabyte, 256 gigabytes of RAM. Now this thing's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now what does the Note 9? What is the Note 9 specs? What does that thing have? Yeah, these, man, they're building some crazy shit over there in Asia. Okay, so this has a 845 Snapdragon, so it's basically the same processor. I don't know about the refinement though. 5 gigabyte. Oh, I'm sorry, micro SD 512. Usually these things can go up to 2 terabytes, but this one doesn't say it can go up to 2 terabytes. Thing about it is a 2 terabyte memory card doesn't even exist yet. What else? What else? What else? They have, how much RAM is on this thing? Memory, no, where's the memory? RAM. It should be here somewhere. Because the way they make it sound like this is better than the Galaxy Note. But, you know, I don't know if anybody has reviewed this thing. Oh, it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, and how about the camera? What's the camera? Main camera's 12 megapixels. Oh yeah, well, the Oppo Find X has a 25 megapixel camera. Wow. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Color OS 5.1 new visuals. Color OS, yeah, okay. Yeah, what does this look like to you? Basically, this looks exactly like the iPhone X layout, with the exception of the curved glass on the side. And look at that huge space right there. So basically, they copied it, but they didn't. Look at this. This looks exactly like fucking iOS, these bastards. Jesus Christ. Oh well. Well, you won't get the refinement and you won't get the steady updates. But that's just what it is. These people are something else, man. These fucking copycats. Let's see what else they stole. Let's see. Smartphones. So, oh. Okay. Let's see. That little dimple is not too bad, but obviously somebody will be complaining, oh yeah, well it doesn't actually have all the pixels it says it has, blah blah blah. And that's the Oppo Find X, so basically it looks like it's almost the same exact thing, except this one has a camera somewhere. In fact, wait a minute, isn't this the one where the camera pops out? Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, one of these things is where the camera pops out of the back and shit. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, the camera rises out of the fucking phone. And I think one of the reviewers that had reviewed this thing said that one thing they didn't like is the fact that the camera has to rise up and it takes time for it to rise up and stuff. Let's go back. Let's go back. But yeah, they have a camera hidden right there, and I don't see a problem with that. I mean, you get that full screen. The starry purple looks nice. It looks like it's probably the same specs. Man, it's amazing how these bastards get away with this shit. It's amazing. I'd send my lawyers there with AR-15s. 25 mega, yeah, it's about the same. 25 megapixel camera. It looks exactly like but it does, fortunately. And see, this is the thing I criticize Apple on, since I do criticize them. They could have had the Apple logo be a fingerprint sensor, and that would have been perfect. They would have had the fingerprint and Touch ID, but they took that shit out. I'm very disappointed on that one. If they had the iPhone 7's fingerprint sensor, it'd be perfect. Now, this has 4 or 6 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabyte ROM, huh? Okay, let's go back. Copycat bastards. The Find X Lamborghini? Really? They licensed a Lamborghini, or did they even license it? Maybe they just used it without their permission. Now, I want you to notice the entire operating system, they've designed most of this operating system look exactly like Apple. Like, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And then, again, what does this look like to you? It's that horrible notch that everybody claimed, oh, this is terrible, I don't get to use the pixels here, it's nothing but space. So sure enough, the Asian Android market, they copied the shit out of it. Brilliant. Okay, I've had enough of that. It's about 15 minutes. So this is what I want to do now. Let's talk about some of these stupid fucking comments that I keep getting from these idiots. Alright, so let's see. Newest first. Fuck those Fisher-Price Android phones. That's nice. So YouTube hits you with strikes for copyright infringement for what kind of shit? Yeah, if I get music in my video that belongs to somebody else, or if you get video that belongs to somebody else, they may hit you with a copyright strike. Earlier in what was it? June, I had 2 copyright strikes. Both of them are gone, so I'm off the ledge. I didn't say anything about it because this way, I just, wouldn't jinx myself. What do you say? 258 something
Jobs,
happens.
his ghost. I want Steve Jobs, look at the Trump finger. Steve Jobs and Tim Cook, I want you to sue the shit out of these people. Look at them copying. Look at these. Really angers me. That right there angers me. How dare you try to copy the iPhone, the almighty iPhone? How dare you? How dare you copy the almighty iPhone? Huawei, my motherfucking, and this Cherry Mobile shit. Look at this Cherry Mobile shit. Look at this. Cherry Mobile. You fucking copycat motherfuckers trying to copy Apple. Stealing. Cherry Mobile, my ass. God damn these bastards. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at these copycats. Copying the shit out of us.
The reason why it's so jittery is because of the fact that I was in live video mode, and live video mode does not have optical image stabilizer.
This is the huh? Oh, you don't have it yet, or you do? Oh, this one kind of look at this one. This one kind of looks just like my iPhone X. Look at this. That's nice. How much? Oh, this is 15.9, huh? This one kind of looks just like my iPhone X. Wow. And YouTube comes after me for copyright infringement. Meanwhile, that looks just like my phone. These are, oh wow, look, these are nice phones. These are really nice. Not available. Oh, okay. So when does that one come? Nova 3i? Oh, the Nova 3i comes on the 16th? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, I like that because it looks just like my iPhone. This looks just like my iPhone. It looks just like my iPhone. Isn't that something? Cool, okay. I might see it in, thank you. Okay, so I think we're all established right here. Freaking hot as hell. Okay, are we good?